everybody. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to use a spreadsheet. So take 3 deep breaths and let's make this math easy. Okay, so the first thing to know when you're using a spreadsheet is that each of the cells in the spreadsheet, so each of these individual boxes, is named based on the column and the row that it's in. So this cell that I've selected here is called A3 because it's in column A and in row 3. And so this is how you're going to reference any cell that you want to use in a calculation. So let's say that I wanted to add these two numbers together. Well, I could type an equal sign because that's going to start my calculation. All formulas have to start with an equal sign. And then I can take the cell in A3 and add it to the cell in B3. And you can see that this calculated 6 plus 4. And if I changed this number to say like a 9 or something, you can see that this cell automatically updated to reflect the change that I made in this cell and this cell. So that's the benefit of formulas, is that you can do calculations that you can then adjust by changing the numbers in the cells that you started with. So you can do addition. You can also change this sign to subtraction, and that will subtract the numbers. You can multiply them. And the way you multiply them in an Excel or Google spreadsheet is with a little asterisk symbol. So it's a little star symbol that will multiply the numbers together. Or you can also divide by clicking the backslash button, and that will divide the numbers. So you can do all of those regular operations, and you can also do exponents. So the way that you would type in an exponent is with a little caret symbol, or it's like a little arrow that points up, and that will calculate the exponents. So you can do any of those operations. And there's also some formulas that are built into spreadsheets that can be helpful. And one of them that will be the most helpful in this unit is the sum formula. So the way that the sum formula works is you type an equal sign to start it, and you can see it actually kind of already suggested this for me. But I type the word sum, and then in parentheses, I'm going to type in what I want to add up, because the word sum means I'm going to add all of these things together. And so if I wanted to add up column A for everything below this cell, I would say, okay, well, I want to start on A3, and I'm going to add up all of the numbers up through column A. And if you don't put a number after the A, then that just means that you're going to add up the entire column up to the end of the column. So A3 colon A means that I'm referencing all of these cells all the way down to the bottom of column A. And this sum calculated that. And if you only want to add up some of the numbers, you can also do that. So I could say, like, if I want to add up everything from A3 to A13, then I could do that. And that only adds up these first few numbers here. So the sum formula can be really helpful. And you can also copy and paste formulas, and the spreadsheet will automatically adjust based on which row or column you're copying and pasting into. So if I took this formula and copied it and then pasted it over here, you can see that this number is different because this formula is calculating the sum of B3 through B13. Because my original formula in this one, whoops, I accidentally changed my formula. So like if I look at this formula here, it was originally adding up A3 to A13, but when I copied and pasted it into column B, it added up B3 through B13. And so this is really useful if you want to add up a whole bunch of columns because it means you don't have to type out each column name. The spreadsheet will just kind of automatically adjust those for you. And this is also the case if you copy and paste down a column. Because if I were to copy and paste this formula and paste it all the way down, you can see that these numbers reflect 2 raised to the first power. Or 5 raised to the 9th power. And so this applies whether you copy and paste across rows or across columns. But sometimes it's not very helpful because let's say, for example, we wanted to take these two numbers and add them to, let's say, I don't know, the number 5. So I could type out a formula that says, let's add up this number plus this number, and then also add the number 5. And that calculates what I asked it to calculate. But if I copy and paste it to the next row, this calculated 2 plus 1 plus 221 because it shifted this calculation down one level. And if I'm like, no, I actually wanted it to add 5, not the 221, then this would need to be an A1. But if I copy and paste it again down to here, I have this same problem where it's been shifting it down one level. And so the way that you fix it is you say, okay, well, I want my A1 cell to stay fixed. I don't want it to shift. And the way that you fix it is you do a $ behind the part of the reference you want to fix. So since I want it to stay in row 1 and not shift rows, I'm going to put a $ before that. And if I do that, then when I copy and paste it, it will keep that steady. So like this one, it shifted the row down for the orange and purple cells, but it kept the blue cell in A1 because I put the $ before the 1. And you can see even if I go down to this one and I look at that formula, it adds up A9 and B9, but I still am adding A1. So if you ever need to fix a certain cell in your formula, you use $ to do that. So to summarize, the way that you write a formula in a spreadsheet is you start writing your formula with an equal sign. And then you can write down whatever you want to multiply with a multiplication symbol. If you want to add up a whole bunch of cells, you can use the sum formula. If you only want to add like 2 cells, then you can also use a plus sign. Or if you need to subtract them, you can use a minus sign. Then you can use division and exponents. And if you need to reference a specific cell that stays in that same cell, regardless of where you copy and paste it, you can do that with $. So like if you did $A1, that will fix the reference to column A, even if you copy and paste it to other columns. But the row numbers will shift when you copy and paste. If you did $1, that will fix the reference to row 1, but the column will shift. And if you want to fix both the column and the row, you can use a $ before the A and a $ before the 1. So you'll be applying these concepts in several of your projects because the projects are designed to help you learn how to use a spreadsheet to do your calculations for you. So I hope that you guys enjoy your projects, and I hope you guys have a good day.